the key to focus on is not what you should be doing, but what makes you feel good about yourself. When you find your people and when you find you can breathe and relax and actually really express yourself, that's true belonging, and that's what the most important thing is.
Hi, I'm Afraz. I'm here with Henry Rowley for Place to Be's Children's Mental Health Week. This year's theme is This Is My Place, and we're going to be talking all about what belonging is and what it means to belong. Henry, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm very good. I'm in a good mood. How are you?
Doing really good. Obviously, I talked about the theme of belonging, what
Yeah.
it all is about. Where do you most feel like you belong and can say, this is my place?
I think family is number one. That is like, for me, my brothers and my mum and my dad. When I'm with them, that's like when I'm most relaxed. They're people that know you entirely, and that is the most core sense of belonging, I think. And I'm very lucky to sort of be so close to, say, like my brothers especially. They're my best friend. They're actually my lock screen.
Oh, really?
I'll show you, yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So I would say that is when I'm really, like, I very much belong there. And then in a more pretentious way, which obviously, actually,
You love to see.
on stage, there's something about it when I've done theatre or whether it's stand-up. Before, I'm petrified, terrified, and I have the thoughts like, why have I signed up for this? I don't want to do it. And then I get out there and it's just, I don't know, you just immediately relax and it's like, oh, this is amazing. And just being able to play around and perform and stuff like that. Yeah.
I did a bit of research on you, and obviously I saw you went to university.
Yeah.
You did literature there, I believe.
Yeah.
And for people my age, obviously transitioning from school life into uni life, what was it like settling into a new environment that you hadn't before, obviously meeting new people? Like, how was that whole experience like?
It was really, really good. And I think one of the most fundamentally key things for me developing as a person, because I remember, with the ignorance I personally had at that time, I went to uni and I, in my head, thought I want to be friends with people that I think are cool, that like the cool music, that wear the cool clothes. But I went with that mentality and I remember actively thinking that. And within the first day, my flatmate came into my room and his fashion sense and music taste and everything was entirely separate from what I thought was cool. But me and him just went on a walk around Bristol city centre, and within 20 minutes, I was just there like, this is going to be one of my best friends for life. And it just completely eradicated all of those preconceptions about like all of that coolness defining a friendship. And I realized like, no, this is what friendship's about. It's just about someone who you can laugh with and get along. And that opened me up to become myself more and not hold myself to standards of like what other people might find cool. It's like, oh, actually, no, this is who I am and this is what I enjoy. So I think that was, incredible, and that's something I've taken forward.
I think that's really inspirational, especially for a lot of other young people out there, sort of wanting to not fit in, but be accepted.
Yes,
and
yeah.
People, once you accept yourself for who you are, then obviously others can accept you for who you are and how you act. So I think that's really,
100%.
really inspirational hearing your journey with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you talked about belonging. It's not just felt from one place, but it can be from things or people too.
I think you can have moments of belonging as well. It doesn't always have to be like a family thing as a lifetime thing. But when I filmed Robin Hood recently, and that was also another thing of going out and that immediate sense of belonging with the cast, and like everyone was so nice and so welcoming. And it's such a cliche, but it is a cliche for a reason. It was kind of like a family. I think that really helped it, because you question yourself a lot when it's your first role and stuff like that, but having that brief moment of belonging, and maybe if we go again, it would be amazing, and see them again. But I think that really helped, and those people in that circumstance, and that really helps you sort of keep going in those, not be alone when you are doubting yourself or something like that. I mean, you've had, because you act as well, right?
Yeah,
you know that doubt when you're
Yes.
like, you're constantly questioning yourself.
Exactly.
I imagine, yeah.
I'm doing a show at the moment at the Brick School
sick.
at my college, and like, it's similar to you. Every day I sort of come back and I'm like, I could have done better. Like,
Yeah.
That wasn't really me.
I think also a good way to look at it is that feeling of coming back and thinking I could have done better. If you flip it, it's not just self-doubt, it's also self-belief, because you're like, oh, I know I've got the ability to do better. It doesn't mean you did bad, it just means you believe that you can do better. And I think the doubt is inevitable and it's going to eat you up, but if you think, well, actually, that shows I've got this self-belief to be better, so I'll go in and try and be better each time, which is that's sort of helped me at points.
there's loads of different things belonging can often link to: hobbies, clubs, teams, and communities. I wanted to know, growing up, did you have any of those? Were you a part of any communities or anything?
Yeah, I was part of a lot of acting groups and drama groups. There was a group called Urban Young Actors. And it was such a, like, people who would never come together, say, like, at school or in a social setting, because you're all from different areas and different groups and different backgrounds and everything, but you have this mutual love. And what I really loved was everyone there could just be themselves.
Yeah.
And there was none of that pressure that you get a lot in school of social hierarchy and stuff. It was just a group of sort of, we were all kind of misfits, but we all just loved drama. And I think it helps you understand other people a lot more, because you're like, oh man, we actually really get along, but we probably would never have come together in another scenario. So I think I found that really, really valuable growing up in terms of, you know, being able to be myself. And then I also was part of a lot of like tennis teams and football teams and stuff.
What team do you support football-wise?
Leicester. Oh no, who do you support?
Yeah, Arsenal.
Might
need to cut this in.
Yeah, should we go? Do you play tennis as well?
I play tennis. I wish I play a lot of table tennis.
Oh, sick, same.
Really?
Yeah. We should have a game. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Okay, sick.
So yeah, you talked all about your acting side, but obviously you do social media as well.
Yeah.
You have such a fun and positive social media presence.
Oh, thanks.
But obviously mental health is a big part of social media as well. So I want to know, how do you navigate mental health in those online spaces?
I think for me, it's just be in the real world at all times. Like, social media is social media, and it's so easy to get the tunnel vision and to forget all the other things and to add so much weight to every single negative comment or negative message. Because you can have, you know, a million nice messages, but the one that will stick out is the horrible one. And it's what everyone says, but it's true. But the minute you just put your phone down and just go for a run or just go for a walk or whatever, or just get outdoors or just anything, it just goes away. The more you look at it, the more you spiral and spiral and spiral. So I think it's just recognizing that that is not real life. Like, for me, that's a place of happiness. I enjoy creating the videos. I laugh at my videos more than anyone else, right? I'm laughing in them. And that's what it's meant to be, just a place for fun, a place for positivity. And I don't really like to involve anything else beyond that. Like, I'm there to make people laugh.
We want to obviously talk about what belonging means, a sort of advice for young people. So why do you think it matters that children and young people have places, people, and activities to help us feel like we belong?
The key to focus on is not what you should be doing, but what makes you feel good about yourself. Like, where do you really feel good about yourself? Because you can sometimes find yourself in an environment that may be cool on social media or like cool by other people's standards, but deep down at your core, it's not right.
It's not right.
When you find your people and when you find you can breathe and relax and actually really express yourself, and you're not having to put on a face and put on a disguise, that's true belonging, and that's what the most important thing is.
Finally, to end off, I want to know, what things do you do or say to help someone else feel like they belong?
I think for me, it's just time and attention. You know, it's not everyone is going to shove themselves and insert themselves into the conversation. And if you're in that situation, if you notice someone who's maybe a little bit, I don't know, quieter out of place, involve them, ask them about them, meet them on their level, right? I think that's what makes people feel comfortable. Eye contact is really good. You know, if someone tells a joke and you're all laughing and there's one person a bit more on the periphery, share that moment with them. You know, whilst you're laughing, you share it with them. And even something as small as that, it helps someone feels like they belong and they're part of the group with everyone else. It's just small things like that, I think, really. Just the effort, making the effort.
Thank you so much for the chat today, Henry.
Thank you so much.
I'll shake your hand, and I'm going to hold you to that table tennis game.
Yeah, 100%. You're on.
Definitely go.
You're on. Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.